Welcome to Jonk does PennyStocking. I feel like I don't know you guys anymore. I feel like we're disconnected. How am I feeling about this break of being away from the market? I haven't looked once apart from to do this episode. It's weird. But we'll catch up more tomorrow maybe. In the meantime, there's some trades that are just no plays because there's conflicting indicators. And if there's conflicting indicators, sometimes it's a no-go in my opinion. You've got to be safe. I know this. I'm too impulsive with trades sometimes though, and I break my own rules, and that's why I'm taking a break, as well as being phenomenally busy in the advertising world. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Yippee-ki-yay, mother mofo, live trading, Mark Crook, IZEA, on the 12th of July. Yeah, he's just took a position just
so quickly,
a few minutes ago.
IZEA is the #1 mover today, and Grittani was saying that he was shorting in the 170s, 180s, I believe it was, and he took it off, I think, pretty safely. And now you can see that we've had this big squeeze. Sykes bought it. You have other chat rooms buying it. I bought it, a couple thousand shares, and I'm going to try hold. I think that this has a decent shot at squeezing to the 280 highs. Only an hour and a half left, and none of the longs are underwater. So, you know, it's certainly risky to hold overnight on any of these day one runners, but this is the best time to be buying them. As I've said in numerous webinars and calls with challenge students that are working and studying very hard, that you have to focus on day one when you are buying these junky plays. So, you know, it hit 257. I was already up, what is that, 900? I guess I could have been rebuying up down here. So I'm on 272. I mean, that's my goal, is actually to sell it up there, but maybe I'm an idiot for not selling it and taking profits. And you could always rebuy on these dips. So I guess the question now is, does it rip into the last hour? We've got an hour and 25 minutes to go, so 85 minutes. Probably a ton of shorts, I would imagine. And, you know, Grittani, I'm sure, covered whatever he had left. He had a sizable position. And then if you go back to the webinar, I had said right around, let's see, what time was it? IZEA toast. I said that at 12:48 p.m. Eastern time. So, you know, luckily I wasn't shorting it. I hate shorting day one runners unless there's no catalyst and no reason for the stock to be running, like MTSL, which went all the way back down. IZEA is absolute garbage. The news is pretty meaningless. I think that might have even had identical news. Let's see. IZEA still hanging around 242, 243. Now it's starting to. Let's put this back up on the screen here. You know, I love the fact that this, you know, this did have a spike back. If you look back to what was it, October 2017, this had a big spike from 210 all the way to 7, mind you. So it's not out of the question. This crazy market, it would not surprise me to see this have a crazy gap and move to the 350s.
Now, it actually started to tailor off towards the end of the day. But this is just one of those charts where it's really difficult for me to predict either way, because it's such a terrible chart with so many people underwater in the 420s and around the 420s here. And and it's got this big wall of resistance, and every time it spikes, you can see these big red candles that fail, the wick that failed, the wick that failed, the wick that failed, the downtrend and overall chart. But on the contrary, it's got so many buyers, this 40 million buyers, that you don't really know which way it's going to go. So it can go to the 350s. It's that little nuance of like really getting a good entry just as the move happens. Otherwise, you absolutely can't chase this. And that's a wrap. And I just want to end by saying that often in Dubai, there's a lot of high-rise buildings. So I spend a lot of my time, not a large proportion, but a semi-frequent number of hours in elevators. And the elevators have so many people in them traversing up and down daily that they have screens in them. And I was watching one of the screens of the elevators for some engaging content because my appetite is insatiable for good quality interactive content. And I saw a quote from The Rock, who has recently become one of the highest grossing movie stars of all time, if not of all time. And he said he attributed his success to his ability to pick himself up after failures. And I thought, as well as looking into getting my teeth whitened, I'm going to have a think about that as well. So live the dream.